And to break down the race for the White House further, let's bring in the former governor of Wisconsin, Scott Walker. We want to thank you so much for joining us today. Big day as we're getting ready to count down these final moments, getting up to Election Day. Now, you ran for president in 2016 against Trump as we head into these final days of campaigning. Trump holding that rally today right here in New York, as you heard, a solidly blue state. So what do you think? Should he be spending time in your state instead, where polls are neck and neck? What do you think of his movements?
Well, he will be, but obviously on Sunday, I think this is about setting a national message. What he did last Sunday when he went to McDonald's and served up some fries and made the case not only that he could connect with everyday Americans, but pointing out, I think, the single most important issue, and that is prices are up. A cheeseburger at McDonald's is 55% higher than it was before Kamala Harris took office as the vice president of the United States. So he's making a national case today. He's going to be back in Wisconsin. J.D. Vance will be right here in Racine, just down the road from me tomorrow night. Wednesday night, he'll be with Green Bay Packers Hall of Fame, Brett Favre in Green Bay. And then Friday, I'll be with him again at the Fiserv Forum, where the national convention was at in downtown Milwaukee. So he is definitely in Wisconsin and each of the other battleground states. But I think overall, particularly with a lot of early voting going on, it just started in person last week in my state. It's important every day to win the day on message. And the reality is life was better when Donald Trump was president.
You know, there's been some concern that Harris could lose the blue wall states, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania, states that Trump won in 2016, but then lost in 2020. So when we take a look at that area, who do you see taking these states? I know that obviously you're going for Trump, but what do you think in terms of polling and numbers and reality?
I think the closest state right now is Wisconsin. Right now, if I were going to pick today, and obviously a lot of things can happen between now and Election Day, more than a week away, but I think Wisconsin's probably the closest. Pennsylvania increasingly looks like a strong state for former President Donald Trump. And remember, in each of these three states, in the last two cycles, in 2020 and 2016, the polls on average going into the election showed Hillary Clinton and then Joe Biden ahead in each of those states. They now essentially show him either tied or slightly ahead. And so I think that's a good sign for the Trump campaign, but he can't let up. And I think it's a simple rally. Like I said, life is better. Prices were lower. The border was less of a concern. Violent crime was less of a factor. We see this even at Young America's Foundation with the polling we do of college students. Their number one issue is the economy. And if college students are saying that, definitely voters across the spectrum are.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.